Week 8. We haven't been canceled yet. This is Talk the Line, everybody. He's Jason McIntyre, Colin Cowherd, and I'm Charissa Thompson, coming to you, as always, from my kitchen. It's like the great backdrop, you know? If you're hungry, it's just right there. You guys are hungry for wins. J-Mac, killing it, 4-1 on your pick sixes. You still have the Rams and the Bears tonight. You got the Rams favored by 6 in that one. Colin, you're at 500. You have a chance to get over the hump tonight. You also have a stake in that Chicago Rams game. You have the Rams favored again by 6.
I took Tampa late yesterday. I took Tampa yesterday morning, so I didn't put that on I put it on my Twitter, but I took Tampa in the morning. I liked it so much. Yeah, I did.
Well, let me just check Twitter. Well, excuse me. We'll update the standings, won't we? I'll tell you what was very heartbreaking. There were 2 wonderful grandmothers in contention for the $1 million yesterday of Terry Bradshaw's money. All they needed was Seattle to win by at least 3 points. And we know what happened. They lost. So the $1 million is still on the line. It's still available for the pick 6. My heart goes out to all of you guys that played and didn't end up coming up big, especially for those 2 grandmothers. So make sure that you watch J-Mac Show, Talk the Line on Thursday. You guys will be revealing what games are a part of that. But again, if you haven't had a chance, download the Fox Super 6 app. It is free to play, and you still have a chance to win $1 million. Grandpa's included as well. All right, let's get right to it. We got San Francisco at Seattle. Of course, San Francisco's coming off their loss last night. This is a big look. This is sort of a big breakdown of the Week 8 lines. We're going to jump into all of them, including that ridiculous KC Jets line. Oh, my God, 19. But let's go right to San Francisco, Seattle. So, Colin, we got Seattle favored by 3 with a point total of 54.5. Who do you like here, my friend?
Well, you're never as good as you were last week, and San Francisco looked unbelievable, and Seattle down the stretch looked awful. But Seattle really controlled a road game against a viable opponent. I take Seattle -3 here. They go back home. Moving quarterbacks have always given the Niners trouble up front. Kyler Murray and Russell Wilson have had their way against San Francisco. So, Seattle led by 10 points with a few minutes to go. That special teams, unbelievable personal foul crushed me. San Francisco's not that good. New England's, they have no speed. So again, let's scale back San Francisco. This is one of my favorite plays of the week. I take Seattle -3.
I think the public, Colin, you're right. They're going to see San Francisco just kill Bill Belichick. And they won the game before that, against the Rams in a primetime game. But I think you're right. I'm with you on Seattle. The thing about the 49ers, first of all, Deebo Samuel got hurt in the fourth quarter. That's a big loss because he's running, he's receiving. He's a tough receiver. I like him a lot. San Fran was able to run all over the Rams, and then they were able to run all over the Patriots. Seattle's got a top 10 run defense. And as you said, they struggled against Kyler Murray.
That's the only thing they're top 10 on that defense.
That's all they've got. I was going to make a case that they should go after J.J. Watt, get a pass rusher down the stretch here at the trade deadline because they're a Super Bowl contender. They just can't get to the quarterback. Kyler Murray attempted 48 passes, wasn't sacked once. Like, you can't do that. I'm with you, though. I like Seattle here and probably the under.
Yeah, they only get pressured 20% of the time. They gave up a total of 519 yards in that game last night to Arizona. So Carlos Dunlap is available, Seattle. You might want to make a phone call. We all know that he wants out of Cincinnati after that. What did he say? He's putting his house up for sale?
Yeah, he was like advertising that I live in a good school district. I've got 5 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms. If you're looking, because he's not playing. They're not playing him in Cincinnati. It's ugly there.
Yeah. All right. So moving right along here, we got Vegas and Cleveland. Colin, you spent a lot of time in Las Vegas. Browns favored by 3, 54.5 here. Who do you like and why?
I like the Raiders strongly here. First of all, Tampa's the best team in the league. So I don't sell all your stock on the Raiders. They're still really talented offensively. I don't trust the Browns back end. We saw it yesterday. Joe Burrow took them apart. The story wasn't Baker Mayfield. He's great against, that defense for Cincinnati's bad. The story was Burrow getting hit all day, facing Myles Garrett with a bad offensive line and no running game, tearing apart Cleveland secondary. So I like the Raiders with a straight out win here, +3. I'd bet the money line, take the Raiders.
Well, you did nail your bet of the year last week with the Houston Texans. This is interesting because, as you said, Burrow had 700 yards and 6 touchdowns in 2 games against the Browns. I think, though, Baker will be able to offer some resistance. The question is, can the Vegas Raiders pressure him? Because if Baker's not pressured, 5 touchdown passes yesterday against Cincinnati. The problem is the Raiders didn't get near Brady. But as you said, they were in that game. It was 24-20 with like 10 minutes left. And then, of course, Brady goes down the field. Carr throws a pick and then another touchdown. It looks like a blowout. I guess I would lean over here. I'll wait on the side. The Odell Beckham news is big, right? He's out, but, and
Baker's been better without Odell.
And I think that's going to be the thing. Can Donovan Peoples-Jones and Rashard Higgins and these fill-ins who aren't going to yell at Baker and look upset that he's not getting the ball. Cleveland's kind of a lie. They're favored here at home. I like them in an underdog spot. I don't know. I'm torn. Let me just stick with the over for now, and I'll look at the rest later this week.
Over is a fair thing. They've scored 30-plus points in 5 of their 7 games. They're 3-0 at home, even if that home field advantage is different. And then you saw there, they're 3-0 against the spread against non-divisional teams. All right, let's go back to that division. You got Pittsburgh and Baltimore. This surprises me. 5.5. Baltimore is the favorite against Pittsburgh, which is the lone undefeated team in the National Football League with an over of 48.5. Colin, your face says it all. Are we perplexed?
Yeah, I would take Pittsburgh. I think Mike Tomlin, it was a big emotional win, but they played so poorly in the second half. I think Tomlin can say to his troops, listen, we're not close to where we need to be. We played a really bad second half. Same thing Pete Carroll can say to his Seahawks in that game. Like even though Seattle mostly played well, but I like the idea of you win a game but play poorly in the second half, get lucky that it didn't go to overtime. I can sell that as almost a loss to my locker room. Guys, we really were lucky to not go to overtime where Tennessee had the momentum. And I think, boy, I don't know. Lamar against this defensive pressure could be pressured into some mistakes. The over-under is telling you, Fox Bet thinks it's low scoring. 5.5 points is a lot of points to get in a low-scoring game. I like the Steelers here.
That's too many, yeah. This is the first game I bet this week. I'm on Pittsburgh. I talked about it at length on my podcast. My issue here is, what are we missing, Colin? Why are they making this 5.5 when this is always a 3-point game?
Baltimore's on a bye.
Yeah.
It's their game of the year.
Harbaugh 9-5 against the spread off a bye.
Yeah, so that's veteran coach bye. That's what it is.
I do think the one thing I like for Pittsburgh is this run defense has not allowed an 80-yard rusher this season. Derrick Henry killing the league in rushing, 75 yards. 7 of his 20 carries were for 0 or negative yards. They live in the backfield. I think Pittsburgh, not only against the spread, I think they win this game, Colin. Yep. This is a really good team. Roethlisberger had 3 picks, right? 3 interceptions. One was a Hail Mary at the end of the half. Another doinked off a helmet of a defensive lineman was picked. And the other was a bad throw in traffic in the end zone that could have been caught by Juju Smith-Schuster. I like Pittsburgh here.
Pittsburgh with the point seems like a sound investment. And again, for whatever it's worth, since Harbaugh has been at the helm there since 2008, they've met 27 times. 16 of those games have had a point differential of 4 or fewer. We always know that this game historically is played very close. So the 5.5 seems easy, or there should be more to it. But moving on to the NFC North, we've got the Vikings and the Packers. The line in this one is Green Bay favored by 6.5, and total points here is 55. Colin?
I like the over. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that line, 6.5, it's why I like the Rams tonight. If it was 7, I'd take the Bears. At 6, I'll take the Rams. At 6.5, I'd probably take the Packers. It's kind of begging me to. But I like the over. Green Bay's defense is not forceful enough. You can be comfortable. Kirk Cousins, when he's comfortable, is a pretty good quarterback. I think this could be I'd take Green Bay, but I think you're going to have a lot of points in this game. I think you could get a 30-26 game, 33-27 game. I think it'll be a decent watch. Green Bay is clearly the better team.
Yeah, I'm with you. I like Green Bay. So, interesting number. Mike Zimmer, 2-5 against the spread off a bye. The Vikings just traded their best defensive lineman during the bye, Ngakoue. They shipped him out of town. He was only there for like 5 weeks. So if you're the Vikings, what are you looking at this season? You're not going to the playoffs, right? Everybody's unhappy with Kirk Cousins. Dalvin Cook's beat up. I don't know what the mindset is of the Vikings.
That's
and now
a good
they're going in against a Green Bay team that was angry. You called this. You said they were going to destroy the Texans. It was 21-0 at halftime.
Yeah.
Like, we're talking about this defense of the Packers being iffy. They shut down Deshaun Watson, like, completely. I don't know if Kirk Cousins is going to be able to do anything. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard somebody say something. But yeah, I'm with you, Colin. I'm on the Green Bay Packers here.
Yeah.
Okay. And Dalvin Cook will be back in this game, and supposedly Aaron Jones should return to the starting lineup there. So some ground game action.
Packers, I will say this. They're not as, I mean, Aaron Jones is obviously terrific, but they have Jamal Williams for Green Bay is a really nice backup running back. That is a nice second option at running back.
Yeah. Always need options, don't you, Colin? The best time to look for a job is when you have one. You know, I'm just going to go ahead and fill out my resume after we're done here. Patriots, Bills. Bills favored by 4. Total points in this one is 44. Colin, go.
I take New England +4. They're not that bad. This feels like
look at Jason's face. Jason's surprised by that.
It also is good coach humiliated, good staff humiliated. This is not only the season for New England. Cam's market is shrinking. Cam needs to put something good on tape. I think Cam will be really focused. He's been very self-aware this year. He's acknowledged I haven't played well. He's not denying it. He got ripped by Jeff Garcia.
You saw that, huh?
Little heat.
Oh,
I think Cam in New England kind of circle the wagons, play a good football game. Buffalo's not a good football team right now. They let the Jets hang around. Mm-hmm. They're not a good something's wrong in that locker room. That defense, same guy. You have time to throw. I think Cam, this will look a little bit like that Miami opener for Cam. They'll just make it ugly. They'll keep it close. It's going to be a low-scoring game, and I'm going to take 4 in a low-scoring game.
We got to check for weather in Buffalo late October. But you make a good point about Cam. He's desperate right now. I mean, like, he looked awful. You know, the Patriots quarterbacks have 11 interceptions this year. Leads the NFL. And this idea that, like, they're just going to come back and start winning games, like Colin, they got trucked by the 49ers run game. Somebody named Jeff Wilson had a $112 on the ground. Like, I don't know who that is. And they couldn't stop any run game. The play action destroyed them. If Josh Allen has time in the pocket, I think he carves them up. I don't know, man. I'm not going to trash Bill Belichick here, but he looks like he just isn't. Like, the defense is nothing. They're getting shredded every week. The Denver Broncos went to New England and destroyed them. Yeah. I can't make a case to back the Patriots at all.
Well, Jeff Wilson's family is very offended.
I'm sorry, Jeff Wilson's family.
And you know what? He injured his ankle, so we don't know if we're going to be seeing any more of Jeff Wilson. So at least he had.
Maybe is Raheem Mostert coming back?
No, that's 2 weeks.
2 weeks, okay.
All right, we are moving on to Dallas. Oh boy, Dallas, Philadelphia. This makes me so sad. Watching Andy Dalton, like, somebody do something here. Dallas, of course, Philly is favored by 7. Total points here, 43.5.
I don't understand the line. I mean, I think Philadelphia is getting healthier. I think their defensive front will dominate this game. I think Philadelphia's defense will be the story of the game. I think they'll suffocate Dallas's offense. It may be low. I mean, it may be because the over-under is 43. So you're looking at a 22-17 game. I don't see Dallas moving the ball at all in this football game. So the question becomes, I don't know. That's a trap game. You know, Philadelphia only wins one way. They win ugly. But I got to tell you, I was so impressed with Wentz late in that game.
Yeah.
With Travis Fulgham. And they're getting a little healthier. The problem with Philadelphia without Deshaun Jackson, they don't get any cheap touchdowns. They have to earn everything. They have very little perimeter speed. I don't know, that game, it looks too easy to me.
Yeah, why isn't this 9.5? I mean, something seems off here. Charissa, do we know if it's going to be Dalton or the third string kid representing JMU?
No, we don't. Danucci, we don't know yet. I mean, they had to go through,
Yeah, so Dallas has 2 wins. They're on their third quarterback, and they just scored, I think, 3 points against Washington? Dallas can't move the football. You got guys complaining about McCarthy. I mean, I don't want to say like 34-3 beatdown here, but I can see the Eagles finally putting it all together. But then again, the Eagles look so bad against the Giants at times. I mean, I guess I got to go with you. I got to go Eagles here.
I don't like in life, I don't like easy things.
Yeah. If it's too easy,
if women are nice to me, I'm cynical.
Here we go.
I'm
being set up here. Is it a setup? What's going on?
I feel like I'm getting set up. She's like offering to buy me a drink. It's like, okay, she's a spy for Russian government. Yeah. I don't believe it. Who's mean to me? Get over here. I'm attracted to you.
So Vegas, was that fun this weekend, huh? You had that much fun in Vegas?
This explains my life. This is too easy.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
All right, we're moving on then. Let's go. Colts and Lions. That's another game that I got hosed on late.
Oh, yeah.
Good for the Lions. Again, this is Matt Stafford. Poor Todd Gurley. You could see him. He was trying to stop right there at the goal line. His momentum took him over. The Lions had an opportunity to go down the field, and Matt Stafford, we know what he can do late in the fourth quarter. But this one, Colts, Lions, Indy favored by 3 with an over and a half of 50.5.
Well, if there was 3.5, I would take Detroit, but the number 3, I'd probably take Indianapolis. Again, I think it's a well-coached team off a bye. Detroit really should have lost the football game, so let's not get that lost. That Detroit should have lost a football game to an Atlanta team allowing 6 yards of play. So I think this is a step up in defense, a shocking step up. I like the Colts defense. With Indianapolis, it comes down to this. Is Darius Leonard healthy?
Yes.
If he is, I always like that.
That's it.
There you go. They're saying he's still questionable, but I feel like this is a game where he'll come back.
So I would just wait for his health. That's the way I feel about the Saints. I got stuck with them on Blazing 5, but once I find out that Emmanuel Sanders and Michael Thomas are out, it's like I'm out. Like I'm just going to sit and wait for the injury report. If Darius plays, I'm in.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's a great call. And nobody knows the Colts like you do. You talk about them a lot on the Herd. I want to take Detroit, but I just want to caution guys. It's frustrating to back a Matt Patricia team. Like the way he coaches with Adrian Peterson dives into the line of scrimmage like once a series. And I'm like, what are we doing here? You have Matt Stafford, Galladay, the offense. When the Lions open things up, they can be dynamic. Like you saw that final drive. It's like boom, boom, boom. We're in the red zone in like 3 plays. I like this Lions team, but indoors, Phillip Rivers will have a chance. I'm going to wait on the Darius Leonard. I'm with Colin. I'm waiting on Darius Leonard.
Put up all the numbers. Can you guys talk the line, put up all the numbers again? I saw another game I was interested in.
All the lines for week 8?
All right, hold on. I saw some. By the way, I like Chicago +3 against New Orleans. And you can get it if you could bet them now before the Monday night game.
Saints' first outdoor game this season.
I don't like New Orleans. Something is wrong. Their defensive playmakers are not playing. Something's wrong in that locker room. If you wait and the Bears win tonight, that line could change. I would take the Bears.
But if they get blown out like we think the Rams win,
well, you know what?
Get 3.5 against the Saints.
I'm betting the Bears before I get home.
Wow.
And I'm going to bet.
Firing.
See if you got Wi-Fi in that studio right now. Just bet them right now. Get right on that Fox.
I like
you
that.
can gamble
like
on your phone
line.
now. All right.
I like that line.
So
you know what I
smart.
like?
Twitter and Fox
Russian spies and the Bears. That's what I like this week.
I need to go to Vegas with
I'm
you.
glad you brought up the aforementioned Monday Night Football game. For those that weren't with us last week, let's revisit what you guys said you wanted. You guys are both going Rams in this one. 6 with over 44.5. Is that still right?
I do. I will say this. They're a bad call. This is why I took them. They're a bad call from 5-1. That Buffalo game at the end was a bad call. It was a house call. So they lost to San Francisco, but that was the Niners' season, and they just didn't match San Francisco was reeling. They'd come off that horrible Miami loss, and the Rams didn't meet them. By the way, Kyle Shanahan and Garoppolo are 4-0 over McVay. They kind of have their number. This is different. I think Chicago had some breaks go their way. And this is a really limited offense without Tariq Cohen. And it's also a mistake-prone offense. Foles has had at least 1 interception in 4 straight games. I think the Rams played as poorly as they have all year. I think they rebound and cover by a touchdown tonight.
So the Bears' offense is basically Allen Robinson, right? The great receiver.
That's it.
Well, he used to play on the same team as Jalen Ramsey in Jacksonville. Ramsey knows him well. Ramsey locked him down last year. The Bears could do nothing. This kind of feels like a blowout, right? You love when the line is 6. It's like, we can't give you 7. We know you'll take the dog. But at 6, take the favorite. I think the Rams wax him here. This feels like a total beatdown. And Aaron Donald is taking all this heat, because, some analytics guys are saying he's not that good. He didn't have a sack last week.
Oh, God.
Aaron Donald is going to destroy Nick Foles tonight. I'm worried about Nick Foles.
Let's just go back to what you said. Analytics, with all due
some of these analytics
with all
guys.
due respect to analytics, I love numbers. Okay, I love phone numbers. I love bank account numbers. I love numbers. But analytics guys say that Aaron Donald isn't good. Well, okay.
You know what that analytics guy is doing right now?
Yeah.
He's picking food out of his beard.
Oh,
He's a nerd. He doesn't have any
Oh,
idea.
you're
my
booger
God.
pickers, No, I'm with you. I like the Rams a lot tonight. I will say the Rams run for 175 yards. If that prop is offered, take the over. Rams are going to run
You
all
feel
over.
very
there.
strongly about this.
Yeah, I kind of do. Yeah.
Right now, 12:30 Pacific time, Khalil Mack is questionable for this game. So
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
there's also that.
You know
But
what?
I don't know what the analytics guys are saying. The analytics guys might say that Khalil Mack's not that good.
I am going to go
don't
buy.
know.
I'm going to go buy a speedboat on the way home. I've already won the money.
Wow.
Again, and I said this is my thing. I love a prop bet. I love a halftime bet. I bet up Seahawks at halftime yesterday because I was chasing all day long. I've got a real problem. No, I'm kidding. I don't have a problem. I wager responsibly. But for those of you that are new to wagering, I always love a prop bet. Low risk, high reward, and it gets you invested even if you're not a fan of either one of these teams. I'm taking Cooper Kupp over 59.5 receiving yards. He leads the Ram in all receiving yards this season, and he averages almost 70 yards a game. So that's a sure bet on that one.
And he had the drop touchdown last week. Remember against the Niners? Tough loss last week. I think he bounces back. That's a good wager.
You know what, Jason? We're not perfect. The only one perfect on here is the analytics guy. So
Yes, it's like perfect.
That's right.
Before we get you guys out of here, Colin, we got a fan question from Rich D. He says, with it entering the colder months, how should we consider that will impact offenses and scoring when gambling on the line and total?
Well, I mean, Vegas and Fox Bet bake it in. So they bring the lines down, so you don't get an advantage. I do think, I watch injuries now. Colder weather, guys get hurt, harder to heal. Just feels a lot better when you get banged up and it's 88 degrees.
Yeah.
And now it's 38 degrees. I start really watching now. I start watching injuries really closely. And, you're falling on a harder grass. There's more injuries. Guys are more banged up. So that's to me, I'll really watch the wire for who's hurt, who's healthy. This game's a matter of attrition. I mean, it really is. You start getting guys healthy, and all of a sudden defenses change. Kansas City, week 11, week 12 last year, they get healthier defensively. It's a different football team. So that's what I watch now.
All right. We appreciate the time. As always, make sure you guys tune in to Talk the Line on Thursday. Jason, you'll be previewing the 6 games that you can bet on with the Fox Bet app for Super 6 and your chance to win $1 million. We appreciate the time. Jason McIntyre, Colin Cowherd, I'm Charissa Thompson. We will see you next time.